Carolina, it's all yours. She's put together a really great presentation for us, and I'd really like you all to stay until at least 1:30. And if you can stay longer, like a few minutes longer, and just finish us out, we don't want to like hold people back from learning things if they want to stay longer. So we'll end at 1:45 at the latest, but if you have to leave at 1:30, that's fine. Carolina.
Okay, I cannot share my screen right now. Could you?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So, let's see. Where is your skills training? Did you share it with me on?
I shared it in the chat, but I can send the link to you now.
Is it right here?
Oh, that might be it.
No.
No, that's not it. Here, let me.
Here, I can just, yeah, if you put it in the chat here.
Okay.
Nope, that's not it either. Is
One
it?
second, I'm getting it now. Okay, here's the link in the chat.
Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to present this. So let's see how it looks. Tell me if this looks good.
Okay, perfect. All right, so hi everyone. If you don't know, my name is Carolina and I am an ambassador of the Climate Hub, and I'm also the social media intern for the Global Collab Network. And so today I'm going to be sharing about how you can create content for social media, and then also how you can use social media responsibly. Okay, so first I want to talk about the social media liaison. So I don't know if your hub has like titles. Some hubs have titles like, the ambassadors, but then also the secretary and the treasurer and stuff like that. But one position that I would really encourage your hub to get would be the social media liaison. So if there's someone that doesn't have a position in your hub, please appoint them to be social media liaison. And I know some hubs that do have a social media liaison, the mental health hub does, and that's been great because they can coordinate posts. And so that's easier to know who's my go-to person when I'm talking about social media and the mental health hub. So what the social media liaison would do was to communicate me with upcoming hub events. So they would say, hey, we have this webinar coming up. Could you help post about this? And they would also maybe create some content that I could post. And then just generally promoting hub projects and events. And also social media is a great way to recruit for the hubs. So social media, you could appoint your social media liaison to create content, promoting your hub and recruiting people on social media to be part of your hub, just to share your message of your hub to more people. So it would be really great if all the hubs could have a social media liaison. So if you appoint one at your next meeting, please let me know, and I will get in touch. And yeah, so that's great. Okay, so creating content, I create like all of my content on Canva. So that's just a recommendation if you're considering that. And I know a lot of you are actually pretty comfortable with it, but that's just a suggestion if you're going to create more content. And then I wanted to share about the Wildlife Hub. They have done such a great job just continuing with their social media campaign with, as they said, Media Monday, Words of Wisdom Wednesday, and Fun Fact Friday. But have maybe creating a routine saying, hey, as a hub, once a week or once a month, it could be as often or as little as you like, we're going to post about it. And it's a good project to have a campaign. And when the Climate Hub did something like this, it was a great way so that we could get each member involved and had each member just give them something to do over the week so they would want to come back, say, hey, you're in charge of creating a post over the week. And so that kind of gives them a sense of having something to do and a reason to get back in the hub. So if you want to create a weekly routine for content, that would be great. And then also promoting like webinars or art challenges or new podcast episodes. That's really important. So I always encourage you to keep in touch with me about if you have a new podcast episode or if there's a webinar coming up so that I can help promote that. And you can also create content for that too. But I would really appreciate it if all the hubs continued to keep in touch with me. And y'all have been doing great with that so far, but just so we can make sure we can promote everything. And as I said before, social media is a great way to recruit for your hub. So if you want to do maybe a campaign for recruiting for your hub, please reach out and I would love to do that with you. Okay, so, and I'm sure a lot of you know this, but on Instagram, there are like 3 main types of content. And the first is a post, which it reaches your followers. It comes up in their feed, and then you can add hashtags to a post. And so it will reach people viewing those hashtags, and it's just like a square picture. So that's what a post is. Story posts only reach followers, but they do appear at the top of like your followers' homepage. And so this can be like a 15-second video or an infographic. And so these are good because they will reach your followers because it's kind of like the first thing followers see, but it doesn't reach much more than your followers. And then reels, I love using reels because they're a lot of fun, and also they reach so many people. So this would be a 30-second video. And these are actually more popular like to teens. So reaching teens, you can do through reels. Okay, so now I'm getting into like this section of this presentation talking about managing social media and being responsible on social media. So the first thing I want to talk about, and this is definitely a problem for me, like I'll get distracted by social media because that's what it's designed to do. And I've got a lot of schoolwork and I probably should spend less time on social media than I do. So I just want everyone to be mindful, and I'm working with myself on this too, being mindful about how much time I'm spending on social media. So I would come up with like a goal or a time limit and say, I'm only going to spend 15 minutes on social media today, and just try to stick to that and limit how much social media you're using each day. And you can also do this with some apps and smartphone features. Okay, so here are a couple of downsides of social media. There's always like comparison and feeling left out. And then again, like spending too much time on it, and it's hard to balance schoolwork and social media. And don't procrastinate on social media. And then again, once you post something, it's hard to take it back. So those are just things to remember and keep in mind when you're using social media. And so I always, whenever I'm on the collab accounts, I'm always impressed with like, I call it like the good side of social media. There's so much positive stuff out there, and some of the accounts that the collab follows are amazing, and it's like a great way to get inspired and it'll make your day better. But just make sure you're being responsible on social media and using it to your advantage. Okay, and then I have a couple of like, here are the links to all of the collab social media, and this can also be found on the main website. But here Linda is showing the collab Instagram. We can like go through that. But yeah.
So this is real. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is really where you learn about what's happening at the collab.
Yes, and while everyone did the hub updates, I just wrote that down, so I will be posting those soon, so you can keep your eye out for that.
And I go in every day and I try to like things, which I haven't done today. So you'll be talking about that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so here's just some general about the collab social media. I think I talked about this at the last all hands meeting, but the two Instagram accounts have now been merged. So if you only follow Teens Dream and not Global Collab Network, please follow Global Collab Network, because the Teens Dream Instagram account is, I'm no longer posting on it, so it is out of use.
So this is Teens Dream. So we're not posting on this. We're merging accounts right here. See that? So instead of posting twice, we're just moving to our collab, or our Teens Dream instead of collab. I mean, our collab instead of Teens Dream.
Yeah.
You can always see our social media at the upper right of our website. So I'll go back here.
Okay. And I've been asked a couple times, how could like you help with the social media? And so always engaging with our posts. If you wanted to like or comment, that can always help. And if you want to share it, you can send it to other people or people that you think would be interested. And then also, if you want to repost posts on your personal social media accounts, that helps reach more people. So if you ever wanted to help out with that, that would be amazing. And I would really appreciate it. And then individual hub accounts. So I know the Turkish hub has an individual Instagram account. And so that's a great way, since they are sharing content in Turkish, it's a great way to kind of have that different language account. And their account is really great. They always share some amazing content. So I would encourage checking that out. Linda is showing it now. But yeah, they have a lot of great content. And
Orkun
then
is leading our social media account, so we should thanks to him.
yes, and he does a great job, as I don't know if he has this title, but he acts as the social media liaison. And so I'll post something and he'll occasionally reach out and say, hey, can you share the Canva to that? I would love to translate it and share it on Turkish Speaking Hub account. So he does a great job at being the social media liaison.
That's great. That's really cool.
And then so in the past, we've kind of generally discouraged creating your own account for a hub because we didn't want it to get too complicated. But I think we're open to it now. If you would want to use it for recruiting, yeah, you can do that. And I think it'll be a good opportunity to kind of branch out a little more. But I always want, if you have your own social media account, maybe the person who's leading it can be the social media liaison. And I would like to keep in contact with them so I can be reposting the content that they share, just how the Turkish Speaking Hub has been doing, saying we're posting this. And so I could repost it and we could kind of talk about, you know, how we can share each other's content and work together to make both accounts better.
Okay, and I know the Plastics Hub has been talking about this now. Lana, do you want to say anything? Lana's the Plastics Hub representative. I don't know if she's still here. She's not still here. Sarah?
We're still kind of floating the idea of it. We're not for sure if we want to start one, but if we were to, Carolina, we would definitely keep you involved and promote, you know, each other's stuff. And I think for us, it would be more for like recruitment of teens and not so much just posting. So like, we'll definitely work out details with you and Linda and everyone else, but it is something that we were looking into.
That was a fabulous presentation, Carolina. Now let's open it up for discussion. Questions? Comments?
One question I had was, you guys are merging the accounts. Does that mean like it's gonna only like you're only posting on this new account or and abandoning the other, or is it just gonna like, I don't know how like social media works, or do like they combine the accounts with like followers and notifications and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's a great question. Instagram does not have like a feature where you can actually merge them. So we're kind of just continuing to post on Global Collab and not on Teens Dream. So we're just like letting that one. And I think every 2 weeks, I'm gonna maybe like post again the we're merging accounts, go over to at Global Collab Network on Teens Dream. So if those followers are still there, they could see and go to Global Collab Network.
All right,
So
thank you.
just stay on the Global Collab. So can all of you that have a social media account, and again, we are not pressing you to get a social media if you're not into this, but if you do have social media, could you all go right now to the Instagram on your social media and make sure you're following the Global Collab Network? And Carolina can put in the chat the hashtag or whatever it's called, handle, whatever, for Instagram. And then we'll close up the meeting here in a minute, but I want to keep asking questions of Carolina or comments.
I have one more question. So did the Amazon thing work out, like with the plastic or climate or plastics up?
The Amazon thing.
Like the something
the
like
fund-
$20,000 for like a to-go box or
Okay, yeah. So Herman, last year we got $25,000, which is a lot of money from Amazon for the to-go box. And the Plastics Hub has been working on that for a whole year. And we wrote a report to Amazon and they loved it. And they loved what we did. And I'm happy to share the report. And we're meeting with them again because they want to support the collab even more. So what they really want to do is support us in Arlington County. And so what we've done is we actually have talked to Margaret Chung, and I copied you on an email. And we're hoping to meet with Margaret and you and Yossi to talk about the Career Center and how we can really be more aggressive in building out what we're doing at the collab with some schools, starting with Arlington and the Career Center. So, I'm hoping that they'll give us more funding. The funding would probably go to help us at the collab hire some more staff, because right now we have no paid staff. And it's very hard to do all of this work effectively without some real staffers. Because as you know, we have interns that come in and out, and they come in for 3 months and they leave, and it's really hard on all of us. Does that answer your question, Herman?
Yeah, I just wanted clarification on the email that was sent. But yeah, that seems really great. And I know me and Yosef would love to do that.
I'm really hoping you and Yosef will join when Alexis and I are hoping to meet with your principal.
Okay. Yeah, Ms. Chung is she really loves the idea of the garden.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Any other questions or comments?
That was a great presentation. Thank you. I have one question in terms of the, hub starting their own social media accounts. What do you think are the pros and cons of that in terms of keeping it going? I mean, it is a time commitment. And just what have you seen in terms of return on that amount of effort to put in and keeping it going and things like that?
Yeah. So I think the downsides are that it is a huge time commitment, and creating a whole nother set of content might be a lot. And I can always share that content on Global Collab Network. And then also, I think getting started as an Instagram account is a little hard. And the Plastics with the Glowbox account did a great job with that. But starting from scratch, and gaining those followers and that momentum is hard. And our main collab account has a lot of followers already, so it's a good platform. But I think the benefits would be you can share more content, and if you were going to share stuff that might be different, not what would normally be shared on the collab account, that might be beneficial. And if you wanted just share stuff for your hubs and not have people being like, well, what's this about different hubs, so that would be the benefits of it. But I think it'll be interesting to try out, and I think it could go really well and be a great tool for the hubs.
Excellent, excellent answer, Carolina. I think it all depends on how much time you want to put into it because it's a lot of work. And obviously for Turkish speaking hub, it makes sense for a Turkish speaking or Spanish speaking hub to have their own. But I bet Orkun puts a lot of effort into it, Sude. I don't know. I can't tell. But I know Carolina puts a lot of work into our social media, and every single day she's sending me posts and I'm responding and she's posting them, but she's designing almost practically all of them herself. So that's a lot of work. So it's just something to think about, and I don't want to be a naysayer. So if hubs want to do this, I think they should do it, but they just need to go in with their eyes open and be ready to do the work, because it is hard to build a following.
I'm going to hop in and say that I'm a big fan of individual accounts. Not usually. Usually you want like one centered one, and you don't want to split your followers and you don't want to lose your numbers. But specifically for recruiting, if I'm interested in wildlife things and I'm scanning my feed, I'm spending more time on wildlife centered, conservation centered content. And so my focus is going to be, I'm not sure how I would really find the collab, because the algorithm will separate it out for so many different hashtags that it's being used for so many different issues. But by having centralized themes, and that can hopefully direct traffic to the whole collab as a whole, but even just for a recruitment tool, I think it's going to be really useful. So I'm kind of a cheerleader of individual accounts, only to raise the visibility amongst teams for the specific hubs.
Well, that's an argument for the plastics hub going for it, and let's see what happens. So any other comments? It's 1:35. I'm going to suggest we wrap up. But should we take a group photo? I always like group photos. What do you think? But it means all the other people here have to show their faces, ideally. Julie, Danielle, Yosef, and Keitha. Oh my gosh. I love seeing everybody's faces. Lauren, Gabriella, Grace, Christy. If you don't want to, that's okay. No pressure. Okay. So what we're going to do is take a photo, and I'm going to close the chat. Okay. And should we just do a normal photo, or should we do something like this? Or I don't know. Okay. We'll do a normal photo. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe hearts down here so we can still see our faces. Or is that too hard? Okay. I can't do it and do that, so you guys do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Oops. Oops. Wait. Oh, maybe. Oh, I have to. There. Smile. Okay, let me just check it. Oh, that was huge. You guys. Great job. I'm going to send this to you all. Okay. That is darling. Okay. I will send that out. And this was a great meeting. Carolina, that was an awesome presentation. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you, recording. Pause, stop. Okay.